Morning. A mantra from Shvetashvatara Upanishad. It's the name of the author, ancient sage. But the first verse in the text gives some questions that all of us may have. These are the questions, and then comes the whole book of teachings. So let us see. Om Brahmavadino Vadanti Brahmavadino Vadanti Kim Karanam Brahma Kutasma Jata Kim Karanam Brahma Kutasma Jata Jivamakena Kvacha Sampratishta Jivamakena Kvacha Sampratishta Adhisthita Kena Sukhetareshu Adhisthita Kena Sukhetareshu Vartamahe Brahmavido Vyavastham Vartamahe Brahmavido Vyavastham. I will show again. Brahmavadino Vadanti Brahmavadino Vadanti Kim Karanam Brahma Kutasma Jata Kim Karanam Brahma Kutasma Jata Jivamakena Kvacha Sampratishta Jivamakena Kvacha Sampratishta Adhisthita Kena Sukhetareshu Adhisthita Kena Sukhetareshu Vartamahe Brahmavido Vyavastham Vartamahe Brahmavido Vyavastham. And together. Brahmavadino Vadanti Kim Karanam Brahma Kutasma Jata Jivamakena Kvacha Sampratishta Adhisthita Kena Sukhetareshu Vartamahe Brahmavido Vyavastham. So that word Brahma, it is written Brahma, that is the word, but our traditional pronunciation is switching the ha and the ma, Brahma, to keep it soft, otherwise it becomes a harsh sound more easily. So Brahma, it is traditional. Brahma Vadino, and here again Brahma Vido. And Brahma, if you see this visual here, it is the absolute consciousness, the absolute I am. The individual I am is small a m, that is our Guru's system. It works very well for us. And in the middle, between the individual and the source, the absolute, there would be the cosmic, the universal consciousness. Consciousness is I am. It is also called the self, the Atman, Jivatman, Paramatman, or Purusha. But when it is Brahma or Brahman, it is that. The source of all the universes and where they go back into. But anyhow, when you even discuss those matters, which much of society won't even ever think about, right? Then you're a Brahmavadin. Vad is to speak, to discuss, to talk about something. So Brahmavadino, Brahmavadinah. The students of Brahman, those that discuss about those truths, that truth, Vadanti, they're talking with each other and they're addressing their guru. That's the last one here. Brahma vido is Brahma vida. And it's called a vocative case. Oh, you knowers, vid is to know, knowers of Brahman, please. Here we are with our questions. Please help us. So what are the questions? Kim is a question. What? Karanam is understood in the middle. What is the cause of everything? What is the cause of this universe? Where did the universe come from? Brahma, what is that? Here's another Brahma. What is that which people call Brahman? Brahman and Brahma is the same thing, by the way. That's Sanskrit. What is that Brahman, that awareness, that supreme being or supreme consciousness? Is it the same as the cause of the universe or not? That's all implied. Kuta, from where? Sma jataha, are we born? Where did we come from? What about us? What was our source? Is it the same as the source of the universe? That's all between the lines, between the words. Where do we come from? Was we know we came from our father and mother, but was that the first appearance, or where ultimately did we come from? You can make more questions out of each one question. And why were we born? That is implied. Kuta. Why? How come? Why in this world were we born in this world? Jivam kena. It is the same as, this is pre-classical Sanskrit, it would be jivama. Kena is another form of the kim. By what, due to what, or whom? Through what are we alive? Jiv is to live, to be alive. What is it that keeps us alive? By what principle or by what power are we alive? Kwa is where, and cha, where. Our is again understood, is our sampratishtha, our foundation, our resting place. It also means our continuation, it means all that. So where did we come from? Where are we going? In the middle, what is it that keeps us going, keeps us alive? And what is our foundation, which will be our continuation after this life? What is it? Further question, adhishtitaha kena. It is all we is the subject implied. Adhishtita means presided over, controlled by, presided over by, kena, by whom or by what? Who is in charge? Sukha itareshu. We call that a sandhi, S-A-N-D-H-I, sandhi, where sounds changed, melted together. Sukha itareshu. This is a location in the many conditions of sukha, happiness, and the other. Just happiness and the other. Well, of course, other than happiness is unhappiness, misery. There are many forms of misery. We recognize happiness when we have it. Fleeting it may be, but so what is the reason? Who presides over our conditions of happiness and everything else? Misery and everything in between. Don't we want to know? If we know the secret, then we can always be happy. There must be some law or some secret. Who is it that controls us, presides over us, and puts us into happiness and misery, etc.? Vartamahe, so that we now are in it. Vartamahe means we abide, we exist in it. The sukha and itara. Brahmavida, oh, you knowers of the truth of Brahman. And vyavastham is another word for condition, in our various conditions that we are in. So who is in charge? Or what principle? Or what is it? They say if you do good, you will be happy. If you do bad, you will be unhappy. That's not enough, though, because we are not always in control. We cannot always. So it's complex questions. One will create more right away. But let us chant it again to pull it all together and see further. We remember, right? Together. Brahmavadino vadanti kim karanam brahma kutasmajata jiva mekena kvacha sampratishta adhisthita kena sukhetareshu vartamahe brahmavido vyavastham. Want to read a little more elegant translation in English by our Guru. Those who hold discourse on Brahman, that is to say the students of wisdom, of truth and the Vedas, are discussing among themselves the following questions. What is the cause of the universe? What is that awareness of Brahman? It means the absolute consciousness, absolute awareness. Why are we born? By what force do we live? Where is our ultimate source and our final rest? O you who know Brahman, tell us, presided over by whom do we live in our different conditions of pleasure and pain? Are the questions similar nowadays? I would say so. They're permanent questions. And then the text, the scripture will start by giving, why not read that for your context? By giving the various answers that have been given by philosophy. Many systems of thought, philosophy, psychology, science, and these are enumerated here. Why not? So the answers have been, in ancient times already that was the case. Time is the cause of everything. What is the cause? Remember, the inherent nature of beings, of things, law, chance, matter and the elements, energy, intelligence. But neither these nor a combination of these can be called the cause of the universe, because the individual soul is not present in them. What does that mean? It would be like a theory, and you can't verify it yourself. Even the individual soul, the individual I am, cannot be the cause, because it is not master of pleasure and pain. And then the third one will tell us the temporary conclusion. Practicing the method of meditation, the knowers of Brahman experienced that self-luminous power, the absolute God or awareness of Brahman in the form of I am. That would be always that one, right? Which is the self of all selves, which presides over all those causes enumerated above, from time to the individual soul, and which had been concealed by the limitations of human wisdom. But practicing the method of meditation, dhyana yoga they call it, so yoga comes already in the most ancient sources. This is ancient, before Yoga Sutras. Yoga was there. Yoga meant meditation, dhyana yoga. So questions are here. I didn't want to leave you without answer completely, but let us see more what is in here. Brahmavadino is Brahmavadina. Vadanti is the verb, and vad is made from that same verb. The speakers about Brahman are talking amongst themselves, and they're addressing those that know. It's a plural. Brahmavida. There's not one guru or enlightened one. There are through the ages. Everybody will end up enlightened at the end of the journey. So here's a plural. Oh, you knowers of Brahman, please tell us. Kim karanam, once more, what is understood every time. What is the cause of everything? Is it Brahman? What is Brahman? From where are we born? Another translation, why are we born? How come? By what are we alive? By what force? By what power? And where is our foundation and our final rest and destination? Presided over by whom or by what? Do we find ourselves? Are we existing in Vyavastha is condition, the different conditions such as happiness and everything else? Oh, you knowers of Brahman, tell us. So then, examples are given from throughout history, time and chance and matter and energy. What is the primal cause of the universe? But then it said, those meditators found it inside Devatma Shaktim, they will say, that inner force which is full of light. And it is one's own self. Should we chant once more? Together. Brahmavadino vadanti kim karanam brahma kutasmajata jiva mekena kvacha sampratishta adhisthita kena sukhetareshu vartamahe brahmavido vyavastham. Om Shanti Shanti, Shanti. Om. Thank you.